Welcome to the Chop Seat, where Braves country meets the big leagues. Your host Vic is here to break down everything from Truist Park to the top of the standings across the league. From walk-offs to wild trades, this is your seat for everything baseball, but a heavy dose of chop. So grab your glove and settle in, because the Chop Seat is open.
Welcome to the Chop Seat, your favorite place for Braves baseball. I'm your host, Vic, and today is Friday, April 24th. Hope you guys had a great week. I'm going to hope you guys are having a happy Friday thus far and have a great weekend as we go through this weekend. But Braves country is happy because the Braves, they take 3 out of 4 down in D.C. A great, successful road trip. Remember, the Braves had 13 games in 14 days against their NL East rivals. They're now 8-2 in those first 10 games, and we got 3 games left against the Philadelphia Phillies. That's starting tonight. Back at home, the Braves are back at home. It's good to see them back. I feel like it's been a minute, but yeah, we'll see how they do against the Philadelphia Phillies again. And the Phillies are coming in with a 9-game losing streak. So again, we're catching them at a pretty good time. Hopefully, we can add to that losing streak this weekend. So. Again, still no series loss for the Braves. Very impressive to say. Still no series L's. The Braves cemented that. Once they won that third game of the series against the Nationals, they split the first 2 games. They ended up the Braves won the third game, and they were able to cement that, keep that alive. So that was good to see from them. But yeah, we're gonna talk about that matchup that's gonna be coming up with the Philadelphia Phillies. We're gonna talk about that when we get to the Braves forecast, and we're also going to preview that series down in DC when we get to Tomahawk Takes. But before we get into that, I want to continue to thank you guys for letting the show just grow organically, man. You guys have been doing a great job sharing the show, tuning in. Braves country has been supporting. I appreciate it. States down south, northeast. We got to go out to the West Coast a little bit. I don't think we've hit any West Coast Braves fans yet. But definitely in the South, we've reached the South and the Northeast. So we'll see if the Chop Seat can continue to expand with your help. We continue to share the show, like, subscribe, follow wherever you see the Chop Seat. Where you can find the Chop Seat on Instagram is at the Chop Seat Pod. And then on Facebook, X, or Twitter, TikTok, and YouTube, it's at the Chop Seat. So those are the handles for those social media platform. So without further ado, of course, let's head into our first segment.
It's time for Tomahawk Takes.
It's time for Tomahawk Takes, where we catch up with the previous Braves series. And if this is your first time listening to the show, if this is not your first time, you already know. But if it's your first time, the Tomahawk Takes is brought to you by our friends at SeatGeek. Use code CHOPSEAT20, as you can see below if you're on the video version of this episode, and you're going to save $20 off your first purchase on SeatGeek. It's eligible for any purchases, any sport, any shows, any games. What else was going to any concerts? That's what I meant to say. Use code CHOPSEAT20, and you're going to save $20 off your very first purchase. Game 1 in DC. It was started by our friend Jekyll. You know who I'm talking about. Bryce Elder. He was going up against Jake Irvin for the Washington Nationals. Remember, the Braves are coming into this game with a 15-7 record. The Washington Nationals hosting with a 10-12 record. Bryce Elder, another great start from him, keeping the Braves offense in the game, giving them a chance. 6 2/3 of an outing for Bryce Elder. 3 hits allowed, 4 runs. 3 of those were earned, just 2 walks and 6 strikeouts. Jake Irvin went 5 innings, 3 hits, 4 runs, 3 earned runs as well, with no walks and 4 strikeouts. Not a too bad of a performance by him, but he ends up taking the L in this one. He is now 1-3 with a 6 ERA. Bryce Elder gets the win. 3rd win of the season for him. He's now 3-1 with a 1.50 ERA. Braves extended their winning streak to 6 games after this W. Remember, they were coming in hot after sweeping the Philadelphia Phillies with a 5-game win streak. Bottom of the first, though, and this is something that the Nationals did in every single game this series, and apparently they have the most runs scored in the first inning in the majors. Their offense, I said it before in the last episode, I said it before the series started, we were comparing the numbers, and they had just one run scored. Excuse me, one less run scored than the Atlanta Braves, and we know the Atlanta Braves offense has been insane thus far this season, and the Nationals were right there, and we saw exactly why. But again, every single game they scored in the first inning, they were putting pressure on the Braves. Bases loaded, 2 outs in the bottom of the first. Bryce Elder getting into some trouble. Not Bryce Young, Jacob Young. He lines one out to right field. He drives in 2 with that swing. That makes it 2-0. Washington, top of the 4th. Baldwin, he gets on with a single. And actually, Ronald Acuna Jr., he was hit by a pitch twice in this game. And the top of the 4th was the first hit by pitch. Baldwin gets on with a single. Then Matt Olson follows with a shot to dead center over the wall. That is a tie ball game, 2-2 ball game. I forgot to mention, after Acuna got hit by a pitch, he did get picked off. Something we got to work on. Again, I've said it in previous episodes. We got to work on the base running. We've been getting picked off way too much. It's just, I know they're trying to be a little bit aggressive, but come on, guys. We got to clean it up a little bit. That and the ABS challenges needs to be cleaned up by the end of the season. Come postseason time, you can't be sloppy with it like this. Teams are going to be capitalizing on these mistakes big time, when it comes to playoff time. If we get there, I think we're going to get there, but I'm just saying it's never over till it's over. It's still too early, but if we get there, and these 2 aspects of the game need to be cleaned up for the Braves. But anyways, Matt Olson, he tied the ball game up. Bottom of the 4th, Nationals, the offense, they has something to say to that because Dalen Lau, he hits a homer. It's a leadoff homer. The Nationals regained the lead there, 3-2. Dalen Lau has a good series. Top of the 6th, Acuna, he gets hit by a pitch again. Braves end up getting 2 on after Yaz reaches on the error and Acuna's hit by pitch. That makes it 2nd and 3rd with no outs for MVP Drake Baldwin. Nationals bring in the lefty PJ Poulin. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing his name right. To face Drake Baldwin. Dude, it doesn't matter, bro. You think the lefty matchup is going to work on Drake Baldwin? It doesn't matter, man. He could hit anyone, any arm slot. This dude is an absolute beast. MVP Drake Baldwin. He slaps one down the third baseline. 2 RBI double for him. That makes it 4-3 Atlanta. Ozzie Albies, he gets on. He gets on, but he did get on, but he did get an RBI single later in the inning. That makes it 5-3. Michael Harris, he grounds one up the middle for an RBI single, 6-3 Braves. And then Dom Smith, he grounds into a force out. That brings 1 in. That makes it 7-3 Atlanta. A 5-run top of the 6th inning for the Braves. And this team continues to do this. They continue to have just this one big inning every single game that just, puts them over the top, and, the other teams can't get back into the ball game. And this offense has been relentless. Honestly, they've been aggressive. They don't take their foot off the gas. And I think it has something to say about Walt Weiss and the new outlook that the team has. And I'm loving it, man. I'm loving the aggressiveness. I love the aggressiveness with the base running as well, but it's just you got to clean it up a little bit. But the offense, besides that, has been tremendous to this point, and this is exactly why they're right now they're leading the majors in runs scored. We're going to talk about that a little bit later when we get to the Braves forecast. But it was 7-3 to that point. Bottom of the 6th, Bryce Elder, he hits CJ Abrams. A little bit of a retaliation shot, hit him right in the buttocks area. Again, something that we didn't really see under Brian Snitker. You know what I'm saying? If one of your guys got hit, you just put your head down and keep it going. Keep the game going. Keep it moving. You take the L. But it seems like with Walt Weiss, they're bringing that back. You hit one of our guys, we're going to get you back. And we're going to get you back when we think it's a good time. We're up in this ball game. I think it's a good time. We're going to clock you real quick and, make it a point. And that's exactly what they did. Bryce Elder hits CJ Abrams. He does end up scoring later on in the inning. That makes it 7-4, but it's all good. Top of the ninth, Braves are able to score 2 more. Eli White with an RBI on a bunt where he actually reaches first base safely. That makes it 8-4. Then Matt Olson, he had a sac fly later on in the inning. That made it 9-4. That's the final score, guys. Braves end up winning the first game of the 4-game set in DC. Again, they extend that winning streak to 6 games. Only bad thing here was that Raisel Iglesias, after this, he was put on the 15-day IL with right shoulder inflammation. They were able to call up Dylan Dodd, the lefty from Gwinnett, after that. So then Robert Suarez assumes the closer position. And listen, this is why Anthopoulos, phenomenal move there by by getting Robert Suarez, because having 2 closers, this is a benefit too, that one of your guys goes down or one of your guys is struggling, you're able to plug in that other guy that is capable of closing out ball games. And this is why when I saw Raisel Iglesias he was on the IL, I'm like, listen, it is what it is. Robert Suarez is going to step up. He's capable of closing out games. I wasn't even worried. Let Iglesias, rest up, heal up. Whenever he's back, whenever he's ready to come back, everybody slots back to where they're supposed to be. But for now, I'm confident in Robert Suarez holding the closer role down, because guess what? He's done it again. And then you got Dylan Lee. You got Tyler Kinley. These guys are able to be a 7-8 guys as well. So it's all good, guys. It's all good. And especially if this offense keeps scoring like they're doing most of the games, you don't even really need these guys too much. Or even Robert Suarez. You may need the other guys, but listen, we're good right now. We're good, and I'm happy to see that Anthopoulos was able to get Robert Suarez, and this is why I was hyped when he got him, because I was like, 2 closers, you can't beat that. And I wanted a third one. I wanted a Peter Fairbanks too, but I was getting a little too greedy. But we got 2, so that's good enough. Next game 2 of the series. It was started by Reynaldo Lopez for the Braves. He had a very, very, very bad start by Reynaldo Lopez. Only 1 inning completed by him. 5 hits, 4 runs, all those earned, 3 walks, just 1 strikeout. He gets the loss in this one. He's now 1-1 with a 3.74 ERA. He was going up against Foster Griffin, who, good start from him. He went deep into the ballgame. I mean, this is what we consider deep now. He goes 6 innings, 5 hits, 3 runs, 1 walk, 3 Ks. He has a really good record right now, a 3-0 record with a 3.38 ERA. He may be the Nationals' best starter at this moment. But bottom of the first, second and third for Jacob Young. He lines one up the middle. James Wood scores there. That makes it 1-0 Washington. Lopez had 3 walks in this inning. He walked another run in, and that made it 2-0. And then Nasim Nunez, he singled out, singled one in. That made it 3-0 Nationals. Top of the second, Michael Harris, he had himself a series. He drives in Mauricio Dubon, back-to-back doubles from them. That makes it 3-1. Bottom of the second, though, James Wood, he lays down some wood, if you know what I mean. He hits a solo shot off of Reynaldo. That makes it 4-1 Nationals. That was it. After that, our good friend Jose Suarez came in, and shout out to Jose Suarez. Shout out to him, because he didn't do too bad. Let me get you the line. The Jose Suarez line right here. He goes 3 innings, no hits, but he does give up 4 walks. But he does strike out 4. That's a Jose Suarez line when you see it. But again, it could have been worse by him. So, shout out to him for eating up those 3 innings and keeping the Braves in the game during those 3 innings for the most part. But yeah, so the Braves did battle back a little bit. Top of the third, Drake Baldwin solo homer. That made it 4-2. Top of the fifth, Eli White, he gets into the action with a solo shot as well. That made it 4-3. In the bottom of the fifth, though, Luis Garcia Jr., RBI single. That was off of Dylan Dodd. That made it 5-3. Nationals, bottom of the seventh. He was back. Luis Garcia. He had himself a game. He was 4 for 5 in this game. He delivered a 2-run double that made it 7-3. Top of the eighth, Braves do score one more on a Austin Riley ground out that made it 8-4. The Nationals did score that eighth run on a Jacob Young ground out that made it 8-3 at the moment. Then the Riley ground out made it 8-4. But then bottom of the eighth, Curtis Mead, 3-run homer. That was the dagger off of Joel Payamps. That made it 11-4 Nationals. That's the final score. The Braves' 6-game win streak is snapped. It comes to an end after the Nationals and the Braves split the first 2 games of the series. It was a rough game. It was a rough game for the pitching staff. You had Joel Payamps give up that 3-run bomb, and the inning before that, it was Ian Hamilton that was called up. He got into the action. He gave up three runs on 2 walks and 2 hits. He was sent back down after that, I believe. Was he DFA'd or sent back down? I gotta double check that. But yeah, it was just, you were trying to stay in the game with your B guys pretty much. But it's just the offense didn't have it. You know what I'm saying? It's just one of those games. You can try, but the Nationals offense is good. Nationals offense is good. You got to give them credit. Braves try to stick around for the most part, but after that, Nationals offense took off, man. It was over. It was over, and they did damage again. Like I said, off of Dylan Dodd, Joe Payamps, and Ian Hamilton, and they win the second game. You got to give them credit. They win the second game. Game 3 of the series, Didier Fuentes, he gets the call up to the majors to make the start. Everyone was pushed back. Chris Sale, who else? Grant Holmes is pushed back to have them available for the weekend series that's going to be starting tonight against the Phillies. But yeah, everybody was pushed back. So he gets to start Didier Fuentes. Zach Littell gets the start for the Washington Nationals. He goes 6 innings, 7 hits, 8 runs given up. 6 of those earned, 2 walks, 1 strikeout. He gets a loss in this one, guys. The Braves end up winning this game. Zach Littell now 0-3 with a 7.56 ERA. I cannot believe that I was, making some noise. I was trying to make some noise to get this guy on the Braves during the offseason. And looking at that record now and watching the way he was performing, might have been the best call not to get him, but that's a story for another time. Didier Fuentes, he goes 3 innings, 7 hits, 4 runs, giving up 1 walk, 7 strikeouts for the 20-year-old kid, making his 5th start in the majors. Martin Perez came in to piggyback off of him. Remember, he was supposed to be starting one of the games, but they put him in relief, piggybacking Didier Fuentes. He goes 3 innings, 3 hits, 2 runs, no walks, 4 strikeouts. Did give up those 2 runs on 2 homers. You're going to see in a little bit. But then Dylan Lee came in, Tyler Kinley, Robert Suarez. He gets his save number 2 of the season. This is when you have your A guys. That deadly combination, Dylan Lee, Tyler Kinley, Robert Suarez was able to come in and seal the deal. Top of the first, though, it's our boy Drake Baldwin, MVP Drake, smacks one out to right field. That's his 7th homer of the season. That makes it 1-0 Braves. Early lead for the Braves, but again, the Nationals are so good scoring in the first inning. Bro, 2 on and 2 outs. Dalen Lau, he hits a 3-run homer out to right field. That makes it 3-1 Nationals. They get the lead just like that. Just like that, 1 swing of the bat. Yorbit Vivas, he hits an RBI single. That makes it 4-1 Nationals. Top of the second, though, the Braves, they start coming back. Ozzie reaches on an error to open the inning. Then Michael Harris with a top deck shot. He just smacked that joint. Smacked it. I made it 4-3. He got the dad strength indeed. He definitely has it. Acuna sac fly. That ties the ball game up 4-4. Top of the third, Michael Harris. He's back. He said, "I'm the daddy. I'm grown." He hits his 2nd homer of the game. He goes apple taco for this one. Braves take the lead 5-4. And then top of the 4th, Matt Olson. He says, "You can hit a homer, bro, but I can do it too." It's a 3-run shot this time out to right field. That makes it for Atlanta. The Braves with 4 homers in this ball game. This unbelievable offense is back after only scoring 4 the game before this. They're able to put up 8 runs in this ball game. Bottom of the 6th, Nationals try to come back a little bit. Joy Weimer with a pinch hit homer off of Martin Perez. That makes it 8-5. James Wood also hits one off of Perez. That makes it 8-6. But that is all they can score because bottom of the 9th, Robert Suarez, he comes in. He gets the final 3 outs of the season. Final 3 outs of the game. Second save of the season. And again, like I said, he followed Dylan Lee, who gets the win, and Tyler Kinley, who gets the hold in this ball game. That means the Braves, to this point, they had at least secured a tie for the series, which means that they kept that no series loss streak intact after this one. And then game 4 of the set, it was an early game. It was a 1 o'clock start. I think it was like a 1:15, 1:35 start. First pitch. Before the ball game, though, J.R. Ritchie, he is called up to make his first career start. He's called up. And Carlos Carrasco was called up as well. Didier Fuentes, he was sent back down to Gwinnett. And then Dylan Dodd, he was put on the 15-day IL with some spine inflammation. To be honest, I don't know if that's one of them phantom IL stints to avoid, I think, using options or something. I don't know. They know what they're doing, though. But it's just, it's kind of at a convenient time there. But again, Anthopoulos, he knows what he's doing, bro. So if it works, it works. Hopefully Dylan Dodd is okay. He's able to get back on the mound soon. But J.R. Ritchie, impressive start from him. First career start. He goes 7 strong innings. Just 2 mistakes in this ball game. Just literally just 2 mistakes, and you're going to see why. He gives up 5 hits, 2 runs, 2 walks, 7 strikeouts. Cade Cavalli had a good start as well. 5 innings for him, 7 hits allowed, 2 runs, no walks, 10 strikeouts for him. He now has a 4.01 ERA. Bottom of the 1st. I'm tired of saying this episode. But, of course, the Nationals, they do score. First pitch thrown by J.R. Ritchie in the big leagues. It's hit out by James Wood. What a way to greet him. What a way to welcome him to the show. Early 1-0 lead by the Washington Nationals. But on the top of the 4th, Braves offense, they have the rookies back. Ozzie Albies up with no outs. Matt Olson on 3rd. Austin Riley on 2nd. He hits a sac fly out to right field. Matt Olson scores there. That makes it a 1-1 ball game. And then scorching hot Michael Harris, he comes in. He gets an RBI single. That makes it 2-1 Braves. They take the lead there. Bottom 4th, Nats tied right up, though. C.J. Abrams with a homer of himself off the rookie. That ties it up. 2-2 ball game there. And again, this Braves offense, man, it's like every single game, like I said, they have this one big inning. And in this game, it was a top of the 7th. They were able to score 4 runs in this inning. Ozzie Albies up again with the bases loaded. A wild pitch allows Drake Baldwin to score there. That makes it 3-2 Braves. Then Ozzie, he drives in 2 with a base hit to right field. Great game by Ozzie in this one. That makes it 5-2. Michael Harris, RBI double, 6-2 Atlanta. The bad news here in the ball game, though. Michael Harris, he did leave the game with some quad tightness. Left the game early. We're going to talk about that a little bit more after this recap. But top of the 9th, Ozzie Albies, he did hit a solo shot for some more insurance. He had 4 RBIs in this game. That's the 5th homer of the season for him. That made it 7-2 Braves, and that was it. Dylan Lee came in relief. And for J.R. Ritchie, and then Carlos Carrasco was able to get the final 3 outs of the ball game in the bottom of the 9th. But Michael Harris, like I said, he did leave the game with some left quad tightness. It was supposed to be, day to day. He was supposed to be in the lineup for tonight's game, but a few minutes ago before I started recording, they did mention that he was scratched from tonight's lineup. Eli White is going to be in center field. They're still saying that it's not an IL stint, that it is going to be just day to day for him. But, the guy's been raking, man. The guy's been absolutely nuts. batting a 318 batting average, 921 OPS, 16 RBIs, 6 homers, 11 runs scored. He's been money at the plate. He's been money at the plate the same exact way the caption said it on the MLB post they put up of him earlier in the day. Money Mike's been money at the plate, man, and hopefully it is day to day. Hopefully he's able to get some rest and be back in the lineup for tomorrow's game. Listen, I don't got much to say about this Braves team. This Braves team has been phenomenal to this point. I know it's still early. I know it's a small sample size. I think after 2 full months of baseball, that's where we get a feel if this team, if this is the real team or not. If this is really how this team's gonna play for the rest of the season. We got to give it 2 months at least of full baseball to see if it's legit or not. But I'm liking what I'm seeing so far. I'm loving it. The offense, like I said, great. The bullpen has been great. Starting pitching has been good as well. It's been tough having a piece, the five spot starter, as I've said in previous episodes. But they've been doing a great job piecing it together thus far. And you might have this one game where I've only seen like 2 games like this now. The one with the Marlins and the one with the Nationals. The one that the Braves lost against the Nationals, where you kind of punt the game and you put your B guys and see what happens. And those are the only 2 games that I've seen that Walt Weiss kind of has punted. But then again, even in this game against the Nationals, Jose Suarez he held it down for the time that he was out there. It was just the other guys, Ian Hamilton and Joe Payamps, that had a bit of a rough appearance there, and Dylan Dodd also, but he only gave up 1. But it's just. The pitching's been phenomenal. Hitting's been phenomenal. Got to clean up the base running a little bit. Got to clean up the ABS challenges, but they're in a good spot, man. And this is why we have the best record right now in the league. It's early, but it's compared to how we were last year. It's a very, very good place to be in. Spencer Strider, he did have his rehab start in Triple League on Tuesday. He went 4 1/3. Only 1 hit allowed, no runs, 1 walk, and 8 strikeouts. He went 65 pitches in this game. They're saying that he should be hitting 80 plus his next start. And his fastball did hit 98.1 miles per hour. He was sitting 96, 97, I think, most of the game. So that's a good sign for Spencer Strider nearing his return. Sean Murphy, I don't think he's been raking down there, because I haven't seen anything to support that. But he's out there also. He was catching Spencer Strider as well. I did mention that previous episode that they were both going to be in the lineup that day, in the game that day. But yeah, so we'll see. Spencer Strider is nearing his return. We'll see how soon we can get him back. But that is all we have, friends, for the Tomahawk Takes portion of this show. Now let's head into our next segment.
It's time for your Braves forecast.
It's time for the Braves forecast, where we preview the upcoming Braves series, and that's a series with the stinking Philadelphia Phillies. Phillies coming in with an 8-17 record. We beat the Phillies, remember, we swept them. They got swept again, guys. Chicago Cubs swept them again. They are riding a 9-game losing streak as of right now. Braves 18-8. Game 1, the Braves are going to have Grant Holmes defending Truist Park. He has a 1-1 record with a 3.42 ERA, 21 strikeouts for the season. He's going up against Andrew Painter, who's 1-1 with a 4.42 ERA, 20 strikeouts for him this season. The game is going to be on Apple TV. It's going to be a 7:15 p.m. start time, and it's actually underway already. If I'm being honest with you guys, it's currently 7:25 p.m. It looks like the game is tied still, 0-0 in the bottom of the first. Braves with 1 on and 2 outs. Ozzie Albies at the plate currently. So that game is already underway. Game 2 tomorrow, 7:15 p.m. start time on Saturday. Zach Wheeler making his first start of the season. Remember, he was out last year, most of last year with that health scare that he'd had. Good to see him coming back, making that first start of the season. Hopefully, it's not too good though, because we don't want to take this L. We don't want to take this L tomorrow, but it is good to see him back. He's one of the best in the game. He's going up against Bryce Elder, who is pitching like one of the best in the game this season. 3-1 with a 1.50 ERA and 29 strikeouts for him. Then game 3, Sunday afternoon, 1:35 p.m. start. Aaron Nola on the mound. He's 1-2 with a 5.06 ERA. He's been struggling, man, as of late. Last 2 years, excuse me, 29 Ks for him though this season. And then Chris Sale on the mound for the Braves, who is 4-1 with a 2.79 ERA, 29 strikeouts for him. Crazy to see that Bryce Elder and Chris Sale have the same amount of strikeouts this season. That's how good Bryce Elder has been. Phillies coming in, like I said, 9-game losing streak, worst record in baseball. They're tied with the Kansas City Royals right now, and their pitching has not been good. They've given up second most runs so far, 140 runs allowed by them, just 10 behind the worst team right now, who is the Houston Astros. They're sitting at 150 runs allowed. Braves coming in with the best record in the league, most runs scored, 150. Guess who's right behind them? It is the Washington Nationals with 144 runs scored. Like I said, the Nationals, they can score, man. They can hit. They got these young guys. Their offense, like I said, we just saw it. And so far, they've been pretty good. Again, Braves 8-2 record in these 10 games so far against NL East opponents. They have 3 left. If you remember previous episodes, I did say if we go 8-5, that would be great in this 13-game stretch. We're 8-2. So even if we get swept, which I hope we don't, we'll be finishing at 8-5. We win 1, that'll be what, 9-4, right? No, so yeah, we win 1, that'll be 9-4. We win 2, that'll be 10-3. So 10-3 doesn't sound too bad either. I'll take that any day, because these games are gonna count. Once we start getting later into the season and you look back at this stretch, and let's say you do go 10-3, it's gonna make a very big difference. So we'll see how the Braves are able to do against the Philadelphia Phillies. They're finally off on Monday. Then they have 3 more at home against the Detroit Tigers, and then it comes that West Coast trip. It's going to be a 9-game stretch out in the West Coast. They're going to face the Colorado Rockies. They're going to face the Seattle Mariners, and then they have the Los Angeles Dodgers. So that's going to be a key 9-game stretch out in the West Coast. We'll see how they're able to do there, but that's a little bit further on in the Braves forecast. So as of right now, let's just worry about the Philadelphia Phillies starting this weekend. That's all I got for the Braves forecast. We could do a little brief MLB real quick, probably like a minute long. Let's head into it.
It's time for the MLB.
Welcome to the MLB, where we catch up with the action from around the league. Number 1 on my list, Chicago Cubs. They've won 9 games in a row, a 9-game winning streak for them. Mets, unfortunately, they snapped their 12-game losing streak the other day against the Minnesota Twins, and I think they won last night. So they've won 2 in a row now, but hopefully they can start a new losing streak starting tonight. Juan Soto is back for the Mets, but Francisco Lindor, he's now on the IL. Crazy to see that they get one guy back, they lose another one. San Diego Padres and the Los Angeles Dodgers, they are tied atop the NL West, both with a 17-8 record. The New York Yankees, they won 6 games in a row. They just swept the Boston Red Sox on a quick series they had during the week. Boston with a 9-16 record to start the season. What is going up in Boston? All the NL Central teams all over 500 as of right now. They're all playing good ball. Good to see there, because to be honest, the NL Central hasn't been that strong as of late. So good to see them playing good games. Obviously, it's probably going to revert down, but one or two teams are going to start falling off in the next couple of months. But as of right now, they're playing good baseball, so you got to give them credit. And then a few series to look at, keep an eye on during the weekend. It's the Chicago Cubs. They'll be facing the LA Dodgers, the Athletics at the Texas Rangers, and the Pittsburgh Pirates at the Milwaukee Brewers. So just keep an eye on those series. I think those are going to be good. So keep an eye on those. This is all I got, guys. I need to get me something to drink. This is all I got for the MOB. Been talking for a minute, bro. I don't know why I don't bring a drink up here every time I'm doing an episode. I know this is going to happen to me every single time, but I refuse to bring a drink. But, guys, that's all I got for the MLB portion. Before we head out, one more time, make sure to use code CHOPSY20 at SeatGeek to save $20 off your very first purchase. You can use it on any sporting event. NBA Finals coming up soon. The NBA playoffs is here already. NHL playoffs, Stanley Cup Finals, that's coming up soon, I'm assuming, right? Concerts. Who is it? Usher, Chris Brown, joining forces, R&B tour. That's coming up. Any other concerts, any other shows, use code CHOPSY20 to save $20 off your first purchase. And if you do use code CHOPSY20, let me know, and I'll thank you personally on the social media platforms. Thank you guys for tuning in. Stay safe this weekend. Hopefully the Braves are able to win another series and keep that streak that they have intact. Until then, we will see you next time on the Chop Seat.